edition of the Power Rankings. They tell a great story. Take a look at the Timberwolves. They're moving on up. 4th spot in the rankings this time around.
And checking out Detroit, they dropped a notch, but they still feel like they're the best team in this league. I imagine they'll use that as motivation.
The starters for the Utah Jazz. Bailey out there with George. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. Then there's Walker Kessler. And it's Filipowski in at the 4-man position. And for the Pistons, Harris steps in at the 4 with Duren at the center spot. Prophet is out there with Cade Cunningham. And it's Thompson in at the 3, the small forward. So Detroit will get the first possession. Certainly one of the most intriguing parts of a new season, Tim, seeing which rookies have hit the ground running, have picked up and not missed a beat.
It's such a difficult adjustment, Kevin, when you get into this league and you see how fast things are happening, how big everybody on the court is. The window's very tight to make decisions. Very difficult to predict who is going to make that transition the fastest.
What was the one thing for you, size or speed or a combination of each?
For me, it was how quickly the shooting lanes closed up. You had much less time to make a decision of when to shoot, when to pass. That, to me, was the biggest transition.
Can't cash in from the high post. And so George will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. It's a 3-point game. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, a snowball effect in that one. One thing would go wrong, then another, really the story of the game.
Well, let's give their opponent some credit for sensing that and putting him away. They were completely dominating.
Now here is Harris. 9-point game his last outing. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Lets it go. And again, Cunningham missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Bailey, and he drops it in from the low post.
And with his endless length, Ace Bailey's a good option down low.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
A bit ago, JB Bickerstaff and I were able to chat. He told me when he was watching film of their opponent, what stood out was Lauri Markkanen's efficiency. Coach said Markkanen doesn't need high usage to be effective. He gets a lot of his points off of movement, and he brings versatility to this offense. Back over to you, Kevin.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that. Now, here's George. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22. 4 on the clock. From deep three-point land. Rebound, Detroit.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very good shooter, but from that distance, his percentages go down.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Jazz trail by 4. Pass to Kessler. Jazz passing it around. Now, here's Markkanen. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams, and he's really embraced that role, proven to be a positive influence both on and off the court. I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
George passes to Markkanen. Here's Filipowski, drilled from 11 feet out.
Yeah, he goes to the fadeaway right there. I think he thought the defense was a little bit closer.
Pistons leading by 4. Pass to the Prophet. Duren against Kessler. To the paint. Here's Cunningham. And the layup's good off the glass. Cunningham's got 5 points so far.
And Cade gets the basket right at the rim, using that length inside.
George passes to Kessler. Here's Markkanen. Here's Bailey. That's a foul called on the Prophet. That's his first foul.
Personal foul.
George with the ball. Hasn't made one yet. Just 5 to shoot. That's a foul called on the Prophet. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, this is a tough choice here. You want to trust him as a...
And a different look here for the Pistons. Reedy's checked in for Jalen Duren. Holland comes in for Harris. Robinson's checked in for Thompson. And the Prophet subbed in for Levert. Collier, he's checked in for the Jazz. Here's Collier. Back to Markkanen. The three. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
So on the floor for Utah. Collier out there with George. Then there's Walker Kessler. Then there's Kyle Filipowski. And it's Markkanen in at the small forward.
Yeah, Cade is in command of this offense. He knows exactly where his guys are and when to get them the ball.
Out left to the wing. Outside, George. Holland with the rebound.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Pass to Reed. Here's Holland. Now, here's Cunningham. He's covered by Kessler. Kessler against Cunningham. The Prophet passes to Reed. No good on the triple. Jazz trail by 16. And George, here we go. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Shoots over Holland. Outside, Markkanen. And Utah, another three.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
And here's Cunningham. He's coming off a 16-point game against Memphis. The Prophet passes to Reed. And Cunningham gets it to go on the assist from Reed. Cunningham's got 18 points in the game. Utah's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Pass to Collier. Now Markkanen shoots the three. Markkanen missing again. Here's the Prophet. He picked up 27 points in their last win against Memphis. Now Robinson. He's guarded by Markkanen. Cunningham dishes it to Robinson. Cunningham on the wing. Drills it from outside. Cunningham's got 13 points now in the quarter.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Yeah, that's how you create that spacing, and that will open up a lot of options offensively.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Look here for the Pistons. Duran, he's checked in for Paul Reed. Harris comes in for Holland. Asar Thompson, he's checked in for Duncan Robinson. And Ivy subbed in for Cade Cunningham. And Utah also making a switch. Bailey, he's checked in for Collier. Here's George. Utah moving it around. Kessler, a screen on Ivy. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. It's stolen by Duran. Here's Harris. The shot from the low post is good. And the Pistons lead by 20.
And it does a world of good for them to have Harris getting busy inside. Gives them that inside-out edge they're looking for.
Now, here's George. Markkanen kicks to George. Clock at 6. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Harris's shot is off. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Jazz. Here's Bailey. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. I'm told now by our producer, do we have them, guys? Okay, we do. We have a call coming in from Shams Charania. Shams, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
Thanks. Well, Ace Bailey's draft journey was highly scrutinized, and it wasn't just his height, but at the combine he measured over 2 inches shorter than he'd been listed in college. Rather, his refusal to work out for any team surprised a lot of folks and executives around the league. But it didn't scare off the Jazz, who selected him 5th overall.
Not everyone can shoot like him. Thanks so much for the report, Shams. Good on the second free throw. Tim, in your career, you played at every level of basketball, pro and college and before. What's the single biggest change in your mind as far as professional basketball outside the NBA?
Well, Kevin, I think globally the level of play has just risen dramatically. There's a much greater belief now that you can actually make it to the league, even if you're playing outside this country. And then the G League has created a much more streamlined path for those who want to work their way into the league.
G League has been terrific.
Sure has.
Utah with the ball, following the 3 by Detroit. Markkanen can't get it to go. Here's the Prophet. He has 5. Out to Thompson. Pass to Ivy. Fires the 3. That's in. Coming off the assist from Thompson. Ivy's got 18 points in the game.
Oh, great ball movement there.
On the wing, Markkanen. Bailey with a wide open look. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
And how can you not love this rookie? Bailey coming right back with a 3 of his own.
Ivy against George. Out to Thompson. He tries for 3. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thanks a lot. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, when someone hits a jumper, they say, that's the Dirk. Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri. Guys?
Ooh, that's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. Here's George after the basket by Detroit. We've got 1:18 left to play here in the half. And he drops in the layup off the glass. He's got 6.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
Driving in, the Prophet with the bucket.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Well, they are making something very difficult look simple right now.
Filipowski with it, guarded by Harris. Markkanen from outside.
Sometimes effort is more important than size. His rebounding numbers tonight are proof of that.
How about that finish by Harris? He sees his opening and does not hesitate to rise up and be free.
Utah has gotten fond of that 3-point shot here in the second quarter. 4 of 9. The 3 from George. That one doesn't go. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Harris passes to the Prophet. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Ivy. From outside, off the mark. And so a pretty lopsided game for the first half. The Pistons on top, delivering the blowout. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports.
Welcome, everybody. The story at the half could be summed up as a dominating performance for the Detroit Pistons.
That rim is looking awfully big to them right now. I'm telling you, even though those shots are tough, they're going in.
Yeah, this lead is monstrous, and there's still another half to go. And moving on to some awards, these are the two players of the week in their respective conferences. For the Eastern Conference, LaMelo Ball.
Well, LaMelo's been incredible. I'll tell you, he has been an elite scorer and passer who can single-handedly dictate the pace of the game, Shaq.
And when it comes to this award, it doesn't hurt that he got that razzle-dazzle to his game.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at Cade Cunningham in this game, he's been everywhere.
You know, I don't think he'll top the assist charts this year, but early on he's done a great job of keeping the ball hopping around.
So this is a nice adjustment, running the offense through him tonight. That's a nice little switch up.
Here's George. The forwards are Thompson and Harris. Cunningham is out there with the Prophet, and it's Duren in at the 5 down low. That's the group for Detroit right now.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
And a strong finish with two hands.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. And Tim, the improvement for the Detroit Pistons keyed by acquiring veteran floor spacers. You must like that aspect, am I right?
Yeah, I love that, Kevin. The fact that they have a star offensive player and they went out and added guys that can create more space for their best player, and also they become a great defensive team.
Here's the Prophet after the made shot from Lauri Markkanen. And that one, good. Johnson's got his first points of the game.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
To the left side wing. Bailey. No good with the triple.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Pass to Markkanen. Launches a three. And it's Bailey that time, the assist by Markkanen. 16 points for Ace Bailey. Pistons leading by 21. Cunningham passes to the Prophet. Duren a screen. It's good. The Prophet's got 4 points this quarter.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Now, here's George. 8 points for him. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Markkanen. Off target with his three.
He created the opening. He got the angle. Unfortunately, that miss is just on him.
Here's the Prophet. He's covered by Kessler. Here's the Prophet. Again, the Pistons score.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
When someone is rolling like this, just keep feeding him. That's just great coaching.
Utah calls timeout. this break in the action, we can show you the teams that had the most rebounds last season. 5th, the Jazz.
It was really an impressive campaign for their bigs. And honestly, I think the whole team did a great job of getting bodies on bodies and controlling that defensive backboard.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. That's a foul called on the Prophet. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
3rd personal foul. 1st team foul.
Outside, George. There's the pick. Here's Bailey.
Well, he better focus now. His efficiency is dropping, but there's enough game left to make corrections.
Down low, here's the Prophet. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. And that's 17 points for the Prophet.
Well, they're winning this game in large part due to how efficient he's been, and it's why they'll continue to go to him.
And George, here we go. Filipowski finds Markkanen. Back to Filipowski. Nice ball movement by Utah. And once again, off the mark by Utah. The Pistons have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. The Prophet passes to Duren. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Well, that right there is Duren's workshop. When he's that close to the bucket, he is awfully difficult to handle.
Pass to Filipowski. Here's Bailey. Nailed from three-point land. Bailey's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, he's certainly not the reason they're down. If they're going to grab the lead here, more guys are going to have to step up.
1st personal foul. 1st team foul.
Here's the Prophet. 17 points in the game. Nice move. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws. Hey, Tim, what are some of the keys to sticking around for role players fighting to remain at the NBA level?
Well, if you are a role player in this league, you need to understand. You need to work at everything, but be exceptional at something. And I think that's the key. Growing up, all of these guys were stars. Now you've got to fit in and understand on a given night what your role is.
And your thing, your sensational aspect was your three-point shooting.
You've got to do it better than anybody else, Kevin. It's got to be at an elite level because there are guys out there waiting to take your job.
And you were elite.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And good that time. The Prophet's got 19 points.
Boy, as he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter, he's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
And the Jazz call time here.
A moment to check out Cade Cunningham here. Last season, he played outstanding. He was around 26 points a game last year, 9 assists and 6 rebounds. And so much of what they do on offense depends on how he plays.
But that's right. There's no question he's not their only offensive weapon, but he is a key cog in what they're trying to do.
Here's Filipowski. Markkanen from outside. Rebound by the Pistons. Duren's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Well, after spacing the floor for them in the first half, he's gone cold from out there.
The kick out to Cunningham. Over George. Cunningham gets the bucket. 23 points in the game.
Yeah, that was an easy one. Cade has every shot in his bag.
George passes to Kessler. To the inside. Outside for George. There's the pick. Fires the 3. Detroit with the rebound. Harris has got 5 rebounds tonight. Now Thompson. Cunningham outside, just 4 to shoot. Here's the 3. Up and in. That's his 10th make in the contest. He has only taken 13 shots.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
And because of that, this one looks like a bit of a mismatch.
Now, here is George. 8 points for him. Kessler passes to Bailey. To end the run, Detroit with the rebound. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Cunningham with it. He's got 23. Pass to the Prophet. Second shot opportunity, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Well, you really saw the power right there. Duren just willing that shot.
And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. They poured it out tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home, no doubt helps. And the execution was flawless.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. Alongside Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and our reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, folks. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Cade Cunningham.